Hey, what's up, my people? I'm so happy that you guys are back this week again. First of all, thank you for supporting my channel, Hill Tribe Storyteller. And again, my name is Zha, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed my stories so far and are ready to hear some more this week. I know that my stories might not be the same as the ones that you might have heard from other storytellers, but remember, these are oral stories that have been passed down from my parents to me and from their parents to them, so they're subject to change. And I hope that by sharing these stories with you guys, I'll be able to preserve my culture for my kids and future generations. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to join me this week for another episode of the Misadventure of Zha. So this week on the Misadventure of Zha, I'll be telling you guys the fourth story. Now this next story is a little shorter than the other ones, but I think it's a little more entertaining. The title of this story is called Test My Rope. I hope you enjoy this story as much as I do telling it to you. So let's see what's in store for King and Zha this week. A long, long time ago, there was a man named Zha, and we know that Zha's quite the trickster, and he's pretty lazy, and he doesn't like people telling him what to do. So ever since he tricked King into listening to his stories, and lied about going to work on the trails, and took King on this ridiculous hike to regain his appetite, King has had beef with Zha, and since then, King has been thinking of ways to get back at Zha, to punish him for causing King all these headaches and stress. So, King came up with a brilliant idea. He'll have his servant go arrest Zha and bring him to the palace, and this way King can keep an eye on Zha day and night, and he won't be able to cause any more havoc to the village. So the next day, King summoned his servant, and he said, "Servants, I want you guys to go to Zha's house, and I want you to take this rope and go and arrest Zha. Tie him up and bring him to the palace." And the servant's like, "King, are you sure that's a good idea? I mean, every time you had us go get Zha and he comes to the palace, it becomes more trouble for you than for him." And King's like, I know, but this time is different. This time, I want you guys to take this rope, go to his house, tie him up, and bring him to the palace." The servant's like, "Okay, as you wish," and off they went to Zha's house. When the servants got to Zha's house, they knocked on the door, and Zha opened, and they said, "Zha, by the royal decree of the king, we are here to arrest you." And Zha's like, "With what?" And they're like, "With this here rope." And Zha's like, boys, no need for ropes or use of force. If you want me to go with you guys to the palace, you just have to answer 3 riddles. And if you guys can answer these 3 riddles, then I'll just go with you to the palace quietly." The servants looked at each other and thought about it, and they said, "Okay, we'll do that. If we could answer 3 of your riddles, then you'll just come with us?" And Zha's like, "Yes, guys, if you can answer 3 of my riddles, then I'll just go with you guys." They thought about it and agreed. Then Zha said, "Okay, guys, listen up. Here's the first riddle. From afar, a grove of bamboo. Up close, a handsome muse. What am I?" They thought about it. And one of the servants like, oh, is it a monkeng? Zha's like, "Yes, correct. That is correct. It's a monkeng." A monkeng is a wind instrument made out of bamboo that when you blow air into it, you can create music. Good job, guys. So the servants were really proud of themselves. So Zha moved on to the next question. And Zha said, "Now listen carefully. This next question is going to be a lot harder than the first question. So you guys got to listen up. I consume from my side and out my mouth. Too much of me and you'll pass out. What am I?" The 2 servants thought about it for a while, and then one of them blurted out, "Is it a person with a colostomy bag?" And then the other one's like, "No, you idiot. That's not right. That's, reverse. Zha said it consumes from the side, then it comes out the mouth. Not consumed from the mouth and comes out the side." The other guy was like, yeah, I think you're right. So they thought about it for a little bit, and Zha's like, "Well, if you guys can get this one right, I'm not going to go with you." And the servant's like, whoa, Zha, calm down, let us think. So they thought about it some more. And then one of the servants said, "Is it a water bong?" And Zha's like, yes, it's a water bong. You're correct. It's a bamboo water bong because you put the tobacco on the side, the little pipe, and you light it, and then it comes out the mouth, the top end. So you are correct, sir. By now, the servants were pretty confident that they were going to be able to answer all the riddles, and then Zha would just go with them to the palace, and they wouldn't even have to use the rope King gave them. So Zha said, "Are you guys ready for the 3rd riddle?" And the servants said, "Yes, we are ready for the 3rd riddle." So Zha said, listen up. This is going to be a hard one. I copy your every move, but you can't see me without the moon. What am I? And the servants thought about it and thought about it. It's like, I copy your every move, but you can't see me without the moon. Is it a ghost? Oh, maybe it's a ghost. And Zha's like, whoa, guys, calm down. It's not a ghost. It's not a ghost. So the other guy's like, whoa, is it your girlfriend? You know, you go see her at night. Without the moon, you can't see her. And Zha's like, you guys are funny. You can see your girlfriend. If you go see her at night, you probably bring a light. You don't need the moon. So they thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And finally, the servants gave up. They're like, Zha, we give up. We can't answer it. Zha's like, are you sure? Final answer. They're like, final answer. And Zha said, well, I copy your every move, but you can't see me without the moon. I'm your shadow. And they're like, oh, shadow. I should have thought of that. But since you said it was the moon, we thought it'd be dark out. But I can see now if there's no moon, then you can't see your shadow because it'd be completely dark. Got it. But, Zha, guess what? We still have to arrest you. And Zha's like, hey, the deal was that if you couldn't guess the 3 riddles, you would let me go. And like, can't do that. King said that we have to tie you up and take you to the palace. And Zha's like, hey, guys, that's not cool. You broke your promise. So Zha had to think of something else. Zha said to them, guys, did that rope get tested before you brought it over here? They're like, what do you mean? We never test our rope. Zha's like, well, you got to test your rope because a man like me can't be tied down with normal ropes. You need a really strong rope. They're like, oh, really? Zha's like, well, you know what? You guys are strong-looking lads. How about we test it on you? So if I tie you up, and you can break free, this rope is no good. You're going to have to get another one because I'm much smarter and stronger than both of you, and we proved that already. And the servants agreed. Zha then proceeded to tie the hands of the servants with the rope that they brought. He then went behind his house to his backyard and tied one end of it to his bowl. He came back with the other end and tied it around the other servant's hand. And then he told them, all right, guys, I'm going to go behind my house. And I'm going to count to 3. And when I count to 3, you're going to try to break free. Now, if you guys can break free from that rope, then we're going to have to get another rope because that one won't hold me. But if you can't break free, then I'll come back and untie you guys and you can tie me up and I'll go with you back to the palace. The servants agreed. So Zha hurried behind his backyard and then he counted 1, 2, 3. And he slapped his bull as hard as he can, and his bull took off and dragged the servants all over the town and through the valleys and through the rice field and the farmer's garden, all over town for the whole afternoon. They nearly died. They struggled and screamed until finally they were able to break free. After they broke free, exhausted and tired, they made their way back to the palace. When they got back to the palace, King asked them, did you guys arrest Zha like I asked you to? They said, no, Zha tricked us. King said, what do you mean Zha tricked you? I told you to go over to his house, tie him up, and bring him here. And the servant said, we did, but when we got to Zha's house, he made us a deal. He said that if we can solve 3 riddles, then he would just come quietly to the palace. No fights. So to avoid a fight, we agreed. And Zha asked us the first riddle. He said that from afar, it looks like a grove of bamboo, but up close was a handsome muse. And we knew right away it was the Monkang, so we got that riddle correct. But then he asked us a second riddle, and he said, I consume from my side and out my mouth. Too much of me, and you'll pass out. And we thought about it, and we thought it was a guy with a colostomy bag. But, you know, that's backward. So we finally figured out that it was a water bamboo bong. And that was correct. So we were feeling pretty confident in ourselves. And Zha asked us the third question. And he said, I copy your every move, but you can't see me without the moon. And we thought about it. At first we thought it was a ghost. Then Zha said that it wasn't. And then we thought it might be, you know, a girl that you like and you go see at night. You know, but Zha said that that wasn't it. And we couldn't figure it out. So we gave up. And King said, you idiot. That's just your shadow. I can't believe you guys couldn't figure that out. Then what happened? I said, well, we couldn't figure it out, so we gave up. So then Zha said that he wasn't going to come quietly. And we told him that he didn't have a choice. We were going to arrest him no matter what. Then Zha asked us if we got our ropes tested. And we told him we didn't have our ropes tested. And he reminded us that a man like him cannot be tied down with regular ropes. So he convinced us to let him test our rope. We agreed, and he tied our hands together. And then what we didn't know was that he took the rope and tied it to his bull in the backyard. He counted to 3, slapped his bull, and the bull took us for a ride and dragged us all over town. That is why we were so dirty and exhausted, King. We're so sorry. And King said, I should have never asked you guys to go do a job that I can do better myself. So I'll get the boys and we'll go get Zha, okay? You guys go get cleaned up and get some rest. And that's the end of this story. So the moral of the story is, if you want to do something right, you're going to have to do it yourself. If you send someone to go do it, you might not get the results that you wanted. So join me next week to see what King and his servants have in store for Zha. Again, thank you for supporting Hill Tribe Storyteller. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next story.